How you doing, bro?
I am awesome. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
I've been looking forward to this conversation.
Definitely, man. Me as well, man. Definitely like to get the word out there, man, about exactly what I'm doing.
All right, so let me start off like this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the 757 Renaissance Man podcast. Today, I am speaking with Mr. Steven Johnson of Bridging the Gap Golf. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. How you doing today?
I am awesome. It's that kind of weather that make you want to try golf for the first time.
Definitely.
So, how long have you been playing?
Close to about 8 or 9 years.
Okay. And what initially got you interested in playing golf?
Honestly, man, I had a coworker of mine some years back. He walked up to me, man. We were at work, and he asked me, he was like, "Hey, man, have you ever played a round of golf before?"
Okay.
And I kind of looked at him, and it was kind of a weird look, and I looked at him like, "Hey, man, I've never ever touched a golf club. I would never even think that I would be on a golf course." And he actually took the time out that weekend, and he came, picked me up, gave me a set of golf clubs, and took me on the course. And I fell in love with it, man. I just seen how people interact with one another on the golf course. It's a lot of respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about integrity on the golf course. So I said, these are like-minded people that I like to be around. I want to, kind of mirror myself with these kind of people. So I took to it.
So what is your average score now?
I'm maybe a mid 80s, mid 80s, low 90s kind of guy. Okay. I mean, when I first started, I was 120, 115. So yeah, I kind of brought my scores down just by staying consistent. Anything that you do in life, if you're not consistent with it, you're not going to get better at it.
Yes. So, how long was it before you were comfortable with going out on your own and starting to play your game? And do you prefer to play by yourself or with other people?
I would give it about a year and a half, 2 years until I was really comfortable with actually going to different courses and playing. But yes, I definitely love to go play by myself every once in a while because it gives you time to work on certain things. And once you start playing, you'll kind of feel like what things that you need to get better at. And, you just, be consistent with working on those things and they'll kind of help you get a lot better and bring your scores down. But I would definitely say for the first year and a half, oh yeah, I was trash, man. I was trash. Yeah.
So one of the things I know that keep people away from the game of golf is the cost.
Definitely. That's something that, and it's really, this is how I look at that situation. It's all of what you want to spend your money on. Mm-hmm. For instance, if you want to drive a nice car, you will spend the money.
Right.
Whatever hobbies that you have. I honestly used to be an avid gun collector. So I would go target shooting. So, I would spend lots of money on weapons just to, go target shooting with. And it got to a point where that got boring for me. So when I was introduced to golf, I mean, it's just basically what your wants are in life. If you want to, be around like-minded people, make business deals. And as we all know, that's what most of the business deals are made on a golf course.
Correct.
Then, you'll spend the money to buy the equipment to go out there. Like on Sunday, you go to church. You spend some money, get your nice outfit. You got to pay your tithes, and you spend the money to be around holy people. If you want to be a holy person, you surround yourself around them type of people.
So, as a beginner, how much would I expect to have to pay? Because I know you need clubs. I know you probably need a good pair of golf shoes. What would you, as bare minimum, what would you suggest for the beginner?
Okay. As a beginner golfer, I would say, and they have different kind of golf shoes. You can get you a nice pair of golf shoes, man, for $60. Mm-hmm. Are really expensive. You can actually use this website. It's called Second Swing, and you can buy a used set of clubs. Or, if you know people like me, I mean, I got a couple of sets, I
Mm-hmm.
definitely will, one of my buddies want to play golf. Well, I let him use a set of clubs, or, I point him in the right direction. So I think a used set of clubs may cost you about, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
a used set of irons may cost you about 175, $200.
Mm-hmm.
You get a decent driver, maybe about $200. So I give it maybe about $500. You can get you a nice set,
Mm-hmm.
nice outfit, and go out. And one thing I will say with a lot of people that are beginners is don't go and spend no crazy amounts of money buying clubs, because you're not even gonna know if you're gonna like it or not.
Right. Right.
But you buy a used set, you get used to swinging those clubs. But as they always say, if you want to get better at the game, you're going to have to upgrade your equipment. So I played with the same clubs for about 2 years, and then
Mm-hmm.
till and I honestly went out and bought a brand new set of clubs.
Okay. Okay. So, what is your most important? All right. So, now let me ask you this: can you explain to me the differences between the types of clubs?
Okay. You have first, when you buy a set, they're going to give you basically an approach wedge to a 4 iron. Your approach wedge is your club that you're going to hit from 75 to 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be your close shots. From your pitching wedge, that's your next club to your approach wedge. That's going to be your club from 100 yards to 125 yards. Then from the pitching wedge, you go to a 9 iron. That's your maybe 135-yard club. Then you have an 8 iron. That's 145. Then you have a 7 iron. That's 155. 6 iron, 165. Close in that range. Then you have a 5 iron. That's your 175, 180. And you have a 4 iron. That's like your 190 to 200-yard club.
Mm-hmm.
And your driver is what you use on the tee box. And most average beginner golfers are coming out hitting between 225 and 275. Depends on your skill level when you come out there. Me, I got kind of used to my driver quick, because that's the club that everybody wants to swing hard and smash, and you want to show off on the golf course. So you're trying to swing that club as hard as you can, but it's average. Like I said, when I first started playing, I was average between 225 and 250. Since I've been playing a while, I'm averaging now maybe between 275 and 300.
Okay. What would you expect to spend far as like club fees and playing at the different courses?
Well, they have an app out called Golf Now, and you can catch. You have hot deals that you can play, and that maybe cost you between $35 and $45, and it's depending on the type of course you want to play. If you want to play the top of the line courses, you're going to spend some money. You're going to spend, maybe 65, $75, but the experience is worth it. It's honestly worth it. And once you start seeing the difference in the type of money that you spend, it's basically like you get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
We have a municipal course here in Petersburg, Virginia. It's honestly the #7 golf course in the state of Virginia, and it's only $35 to play. You can actually catch it for maybe $20, $25 on when you have a hot deal from Golf Now. So it's not really much to play around of golf.
Okay. Okay. So I want to get into your organization, Bridging the Gap Golf. Please tell the listeners about that.
Okay. Um, I actually started my company that was actually supposed to be intended to be a apparel line, a golf apparel line.
Mm.
Um, like I said, once I started playing golf, I seen the need for it to
Mm-hmm.
be in minority communities. Only 27% of minority golf scholarships are used. So
Mm-hmm.
it was something that I felt that um, we needed to tap into. You know what I mean? It was
Mm-hmm.
something that needs to come to our community. You have these kids that are going into they want to play basketball, they want to play football, or they want to be the next LeBron, something of that nature. But if you really think about it, you're going up against 300 to 400,000 different athletes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be an exceptional player to actually make it into the NBA or the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
With golf, it doesn't matter the physical aspect. You don't have to be the strongest guy. You don't have to be the biggest guy to play golf.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is be consistent. So I felt like it was a need for me to bring this back to our community so I can start teaching these kids how to be better at something different, to open their mind up to different things.
Mhm.
Golf is a sport that is very respectable. Um, you learn consistency, you learn respect, you learn just to be a thinker. In golf, you have to always be thinking.
It's
Yep.
a gentleman's game.
Yes, sir.
And I
Yes, sir.
don't mean that to alienate women, but far as the term gentleman, meaning it's a game of it's an ethical game.
Yes, yes, it
Mhm.
is, and it just it's honestly about integrity. Um, when you're playing golf, it's really more about um, excuse me, man, my daughter is in the background,
It's all right.
but yeah. So it's golf is about a game that's the only game that you play that you penalize yourself.
Mhm.
So it's about integrity. So if you cheat yourself, and you're not getting any better.
Right.
It's a game of integrity. So I use an analogy. It's like the same rules that apply to be successful in golf are the same rules that apply to be successful in life.
Hmm.
And I felt like with me starting these programs, I was going to be able to help out someone that comes from my community that looks like me, that maybe not have the access to it or even understand what the game is about. So I went from starting an apparel line to actually implementing golf programs at a grassroots to the Parks and Recreation Department.
Okay.
So these give these kids access to actually put a golf club in their hands so they can at least experience it. You think about this, I know when I was coming up in school, no one ever came to me and said, "Hey man, you should play golf, Steven."
Hmm.
Never
Never.
heard that in my life.
It was basketball, football, never golf.
Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't something that we had access to. So I think now with me starting these programs, I'm putting clubs in kids' hands that were never even thought about playing golf. But not only even putting the club in the kids' hand, I'm opening up the parents' minds to understand the scholarship opportunities that go along with actually
Hmm.
playing golf. So I have a meeting next Monday with the PGA Junior League. We're actually trying to implement a scholarship program through the PGA Junior League. So when these kids come through Bridging the Gap Golf, they will have a chance to test into a PGA Junior League.
Mm.
So if they,
Awesome.
go through that program, it's something that's going to give them access to um, more, how can I put it, more organized golf,
Hmm.
where you get to be able to play in these tournaments and be around the people, rub shoulders with the right people, and maybe get an opportunity to actually play,
To
make
be
it to tour
to
one
be
day.
competitive.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if I sent my son to your program, what would I expect?
Um, well, first of all, he would definitely learn the etiquette of the game.
Mhm.
That's something that that's high up on my hierarchy, just to teach these kids the etiquette of the game, the respect level of it. But what they would definitely learn is how to hold the golf club, the etiquette of the game, and actually to perform a proper golf swing.
Mhm.
So that way, if they'll actually be learning how to play the game of golf, we're going to teach them the different clubs. We're going to teach them, how to putt. We're going to teach them the entire game, and just to teach them how to be able to get themselves out of situations like bunker shots or,
Mhm.
just short game, chipping, things of that nature. So what I've actually been learning now is not just to teach kids how to hit the driver. We want to teach them from the green back.
Mhm.
So they know the important parts of the game, your putting and your short game. That's the most important part of your game, because those parts of the game are going to get you out of bad situations.
Mhm.
So I want to be able to show them from the green all the way back. So your driver is going to be the last thing you're hitting, and that's the fun part of the game. Really, everybody wants to smash it.
Right. Right.
So definitely, if you were to send your kid to my camp, we're going to have PGA professionals teaching my program. So we're going to teach these kids the proper way how to play golf.
So I'm gonna flip the question. If I were to send my son to Bridging the Gap Golf, what would you expect from me as the parent?
The support, um, just to make sure these kids make their practices, just to show them support and invest in your kids. We all know as parents, that's something that, we all need to do is
Mhm.
invest in our kids. And it's not just from a money standpoint, but the time, invest
Mhm.
time into your children because, they're the future. So, like I said, not to alienate anyone, but why wouldn't we want to put our kids into to a gentleman's sport to teach them the proper way, to teach them the proper way to grow up? We want to raise gentlemen
Exactly.
and ladies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How often do they meet?
We do one Saturday for 6 weeks.
Okay.
So it'll be an hour and 15 minutes. So I have a few sponsorships that I do. So we'll have water, juice, pizzas. I partner with Marco's Pizza. So we provide food for the kids to come out, they eat some pizza, learn how to swing a golf club, get something to drink. And, we don't have no sodas, things of that nature, just Gatorade and water.
Right, right. Yeah, that soda eat you up out in that hot sun.
Yes, definitely. So we want to promote the healthy part of life, and actually we do some stretching before we start swinging the golf club, and just we give them some takeaways, so that way when they go home they have things to work on at home as well too.
So you said you had a partnership with the local rec league. When the kids come to you, do they have to have their own equipment, or is it they're like their starter set provided for them to use while they're there?
Oh no, myself, I actually purchased some kids clubs so the kids have to swing while they're there. We're working on a program now that we can actually partner with another company. I don't want to say too many names. We're going to partner with a company where we can actually get a set of clubs in the kids' hand, maybe try a lease program, and if they like it, the parents can purchase the club at a discounted rate. But I supply the clubs myself now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Mr. Steven Johnson, when you're not bridging the gap golfing, what are you doing?
Now I'm actually driving trucks now, man. I got my CDL license, man.
Okay.
So I drive tractor trailers. Other than that, if I'm golfing. Other than that, golfing and spending time with my kids. I have a daughter. I definitely can't wait for her to get she's before this year, but she's going to have a golf club in her hand. Definitely.
So what is a good age for a child to start?
As soon as possible. As soon as possible. As soon as you can get a club in their hands. It's, like for instance, like we were having a conversation. I have a relative that's real big in golf. So we were having a conversation about just how the golfers are nowadays. Like we see Tiger Woods now. He's on tour, one of the best, in my opinion, the best golfer in the world. That is a product of 25 or 30 years, maybe longer, of training this kid how to play golf. Tiger had a club in his hand at maybe 3 years old, and he could stay consistent with it. His dad made sure, even when he got in high school, just to keep him on the right track. And now we're seeing the product of 30, 35 years plus of training.
Right.
To see where he's at now, and so, sometimes we all look at it as parents, well, that's a lot to be putting into a situation, but I think he's living pretty good right now myself.
Yeah. So, have you played here in Williamsburg?
Oh, yes, I play a lot. I actually played last weekend in Williamsburg. I played, what's the name of that course that we played in Williamsburg? The name of the course. As a matter of fact, I played a couple of days ago in Williamsburg. We played Kiskiak.
Okay.
Kiskiak, and then the week before we played Forge Colony.
I'm trying to think of the PGA course in Williamsburg.
That is that runs a blank. I think I'm just gets crazy. Is it Kings Mill?
Kings Mill, yes, Kings Mill.
Kings Mill, yeah. That's where they hold the LPGA.
Yes. Have you played there?
No.
Okay.
No. Kings Mill is that, and I would say it's probably easy to get on, but some of these courses now they have it's a little tough to get on. It's courses that I've actually never played that's right in the area that you can't even step foot on. It's you have to know somebody that knows somebody to get on these courses. So yeah.
So what course would you, if you can play any course in the world, what course would it be?
Oh, it'd be Bay Hill, Florida.
Okay.
That's where they hold the Arnold Palmer National that they had. It's definitely a beautiful course, man. It's just the way it's designed. Beautiful course. And I've played a lot of courses. I give myself maybe in the 25 to 30 different course range. But I mean, these courses that you see on TV that these professionals play,
Yes.
absolutely beautiful, man. Just the scenery, just looking at it, man. Beautiful courses.
That's one of okay. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm I'm I understand the game of golf from watching it on TV. I never really played on a real course before. Maybe me and you gonna change that. But I'm gonna tell you,
Definitely.
when I first got my first HD TV, I watched the Golf Channel because the courses were just so beautiful and manicured, and the way the colors popped on the screen. I would sit there and watch, and I think that's how I picked up a lot of the game, just watching that because just I wanted to see a pretty picture on my screen.
Yeah, it's you get to once you start playing golf, you get to respect a beautiful golf course and the scenery. Like a course like Kings Mill,
Mm.
it's just the scenery, man. You just go out there, you're in nature, you're smelling the fresh air, and beautiful manicured golf course, fairways are beautiful. You learn to respect the game more once you start seeing these courses, especially it looks great on TV, but when you see it in person, man,
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful sight. Beautiful sight.
Yes.
But then again, I played some dog tracks as well too. So definitely not my cup of tea. There's a couple of courses around here. You know what? You'll go one time and you're like, I'm definitely not going back there. It's not even worth it.
Now, how has your experiences been being a black man golfing? Have you run into any issues?
Um, I would say this. It's maybe one or two times. Um, we all have. You all have. There's ignorant people all over
Mm-hmm.
the world. Me, I'm a type of person where I know how to curb that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm way too smart for that. So it's negative people can suck you in if you allow them to.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So as far as me running into bad experience, like I said, maybe one or two times. But as far as most of the people that you meet, everyone's respectable. Everyone's inviting. And I got a network of people that I play golf with. But when I first started playing, I mean, these guys will walk up to you and like, "Hey, man, do you got a sand wedge?" You're like, "No," and they just give you a club out of their bag. Golfers are so helpful, man. I've met some of the greatest people on the golf course just because it's we all come together for a game that we love,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter, color, race, age, religious background, none of that. We all come together to play a game that we love, and it's all a mutual respect when we come together. But like I say, in any situation, you might have one or two, fools that may come in, but as long as you understand that you're not gonna drag me into your energy.
Right.
Everything is fine, man. I've always had great times on the golf course.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, this is how I normally end most of my episodes. If I were a young man to come up to you and say, Mr. Johnson, I want to play golf, what would be your advice to this young person, male or female?
Um, first of all, I would tell them to take a lesson. You have so many avenues that a young man could go to play golf, and me myself, I'll even take my time, take some time out of my day to actually teach them the game of golf. Um, it's funny you ask this question because we have a municipal course here in Petersburg, Virginia, that the youth play for free,
Oh, okay.
but it's not advertised.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all these kids that, especially summertime, don't have anything to do where
Mm-hmm.
parents could spend a little money, get a used set of clubs, put it in their hand, and take them to the golf course. And you have so many good people at the golf course. If a young man just has a set of clubs and just goes to the course and pair up with anyone,
Mm-hmm.
everyone is going to be so helpful to teach this young man the game of golf because we want our future to be better. We want our kids to be better. So it's good to have these kids, into something positive. So I know me myself, I would definitely tell a young man or his parents, hey, invest in a set of clubs and just come to the course.
Mhm.
It's so many great people out there. They're going to help you, regardless of who you see.
So how long does a round of golf last normally, like on average?
On average, about 3.5 hours, three and a half,
Okay.
4 hours, and it's depending on it. It's depending on if you get behind a slow group. If you get behind a slow group, it could be 4.5 hours. But me and a buddy playing, we kind of play. We play fast paced golf. So if we're playing, we might run through a round in 2.5, 3 hours. So.
Yeah, but to keep my son busy for 3 hours on a Saturday might be priceless.
Definitely understand that. And it's a safe place for them. It's not somewhere that you're gonna be. You got to worry about them. You ain't got a lot. That's one thing you don't have to worry about on the golf course is fights or nobody getting in any trouble. The worst thing you might do is get your feelings hurt. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that happens. But other than that, man, golf course is definitely a safe place for kids to be.
Awesome. So tell all the listeners how they can get in touch with you, your website, your social media, the whole gambit.
Okay. My Instagram is btg.golf. My website is btggolf.com. And I have a Facebook page that's Bridging the Gap Golf and under Steven Johnson.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean. This has been Mr. Steven Johnson, and we are out.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, sir.